Hello, everyone. It's time to harvest the sweet potatoes that I grew from just one sweet potato this year. And I'm going to go ahead and show you one of the nice ones I pulled out of the ground. Look up to the right there, and you can see where my hand is working the ground. And I pulled out a very nice sweet potato. And I'm going to go ahead and show you some more sweet potatoes that I pulled out. And then, of course, I'm going to show you a big problem I had with the crop later on in this video. So stay tuned for that. There's supposed to be several full-size sweet potatoes hanging off this stem. Well, as you see, there are 1, 2, 3, 4 sweet potatoes, but none of them are full size. Hello again, everyone, and welcome to the Back Garden Yard channel. Well, today is an exciting day in the garden because we are going to harvest the sweet potatoes. And I did a video earlier in the year how to turn 1 sweet potato into 100 sweet potatoes. And now we are going to go ahead and dig those sweet potatoes, and we will see exactly how well the harvest did. But first, we want to go and we want to look at a little bit of the footage from the earlier videos just for the new viewers so they can see how I sprouted the sweet potatoes and then how we went ahead and prepared the soil and planted them. So I'm going to take a couple of minutes and we will review that. Then we're going to go over and look at those sweet potatoes and dig those sweet potatoes. So come along and let's see how this turned out. $1.35. And anyway, we're just going to take the sweet potato and we're just going to put it in the rainwater. It fits just perfect. And we're going to just let it soak for 24 hours. That's soaking good enough. This thing has been soaking, and we're just going to take it, and I've got my special mixture of, this is garden soil and cow manure just mixed together. Nothing real special about it. And we're just going to put it in here. We're going to cover it up. Like this, and we're going to water it. Now it's very important that you keep this really wet until the slips come up. I'll wet it all around. Okay, so I will be back when something happens. Okay, folks, I'm back. It's been almost 3 weeks. I wanted to go ahead and let these come out so you could see them before I actually brought the camera back out. And this is how they look as they come out. And then this is what I've got actually in the pot from what I planted, I guess 2.5 weeks ago. And they're coming up looking nice right now. And it's time for me to divide some of these and to put them in the other pot. Now this is what it looks like. It's making a vine here, and each little segment in here will end up being what we call a sweet potato slip, and roots will come out of here. We're going to let the vine just come out and come out and come out. And anyway, what I want to show you is how well this thing rooted, if I can. I want to show you how well it rooted. Let me get up closer. And then I will show you what I'm going to do with it. I'm going to actually just cut it and make several plants out of it. So let's give that a try. Okay. So here we go. Now you can see all the roots that have come out. Let me shake some. I'm trying not to break them. They have come out from this one, and how nice the slips have come out. So I'm gonna cut it here, I'm gonna cut it here, and I'm gonna cut it there, and I'm gonna turn it into 4 plants. This other little piece here was another piece that I slipped in there after I cut the camera off before. And anyway, this is gonna turn into 4 of these now. Now you can see that here's the original piece of sweet potato that made these slips, and you can see that it is still got a lot of the original roots, but there's some plants that just have their completely different roots. So those are going to be really, really easy to make the slips from. But what we're going to do, and let me set this down so I can do it, is we're going to go ahead and cut some slips off of these biggest ones, and then I'm going to replant this. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. But first I'll cut into this a little bit again and show you the original color of the original sweet potato that was purple that I have planted. Since this soil was sterilized and strained, there's not any bugs in it, and the sweet potato is still intact. So that's the color of the original sweet potato, and that's what we're growing. And welcome to the back garden yard. Today we are looking at sweet potatoes. I've done 3 parts of a series of how to grow 100 sweet potatoes from one. And all these sweet potatoes that you're seeing right here, both rows, came from one plant. And you can see it is healthy. There are 2 rows that I planted, and I started all these from just one sweet potato. So we're going to get into here. My wife loves the stems of the sweet potato plant, of the leaves, and so you can see it's got really nice stems. Let's pick one of those. And she'll take this stem and peel it, and it tastes kind of like asparagus, and steam it, and they're really delicious. These leaves are not very fresh. Only the very nice leaves like this here are the ones you would want to eat now, but you can use these in soups. They're very delicious, a very nice addition to a soup. So there's lots you can harvest from these sweet potato plants, but today we're digging the potatoes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up all the vines and then dig them. So now that I've gotten all the stems and leaves and vines out of the patch, now I can go ahead and I can show you what it looks like when you are trying to harvest one. Okay, so I found some very promising original sweet potato slips, and if you can see in there like that, you can see the very nice big base where that came out of the ground and grew all summer. And here's another one. So what I'm going to do is dig these 2 up and see just how many potatoes we can find here. So let's see how this works. Okay, slowly, carefully lift it up. Pull these vines out of the way. Look down in the hole and see if there's any left. It's not. So most of the potatoes should be in this ball. And here's one that has been completely eaten up by some critter. But it's one. And that, my friends, was the only one. And it got eaten up by whatever is eating sweet potatoes out of my garden. Okay, so we will try the next one right here. And we will see if this one will work. Okay. Here we go. And we've got it under there. Uh-oh, and once again, whatever that sweet potato eating critter is, took what would be a very nice sweet potato and just ate it. Okay. So unfortunately, the garden was attacked by either field mice or voles or chipmunks or something. And I only got half of the potatoes that I wanted, but I counted the pieces and everything. And I ended up with over 80 potatoes that were made from just the one. So all my procedures for growing were correct. And I'm about to show you the final harvest. And yes, it is quite dismal. But once again, you have to realize all these potatoes came from just one original potato. So the methodology I showed you of growing the potatoes and everything was right. It's just very unfortunate for me and my garden that it was attacked by some ground-dwelling, ground-boring animal that ate up a whole lot of my crop. So anyway, let's go ahead and end this video. We're going to go ahead and show you the final results here. So let's take a look. Okay, folks, here's the final results of the turn one sweet potato into 100 sweet potatoes experiment. And I ended up getting 40 that are big enough to eat. It's all I got. And then of course there's, let's see if you can see this. I'll take it out. Here's one where you can see whatever was eating them ate the entire potato from end to end. And then these got chewed on. I can probably cut that off and eat this tonight for dinner. And so the ones that are still got enough left for a few mouthfuls, I guess, this was eaten. So it's really bad what happened. I had so many, I would have probably ended up with 60 or 70 that were eaten size. But what happened was, you can see when the potato started to get eaten, it sprouted because of the fact that it's trying to preserve itself. It knows it needs to sprout. So the ones that you see these big sprouts on, they got eaten. And so that's what's happening there. You know, kind of an interesting note. So to say I'm disappointed with what happened, I thought I had a perfect spot, but either there was too much shade, and of course whatever animal got down there and ate these. You can see here where he ate the entire potato. This would have been a big one. He just ate it. So that's what happened, folks, and there's nothing you can do. You cannot control Mother Nature, and Mother Nature decided that she wanted to feed the animals, so she did. So anyway, these are what came out of the one pot that I had on the stump, a separate potato. And actually, since they weren't exposed to whatever animal that was, they were protected from it, they actually made a better crop than these here. They're not as fat and thick as the nice ones here that I did get, but they're still eating size. And that's gonna wrap it up, folks, for the sweet potato video. I'm not gonna replant in that area next year if I plant sweet potatoes at all, simply because I'm not happy with the experience I had. But that's gardening. There's no guarantees in gardening. So if you enjoy videos like this, please like and subscribe, and we will see you on the next video.